Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Divine Feminine Rebirth Show on Maison Jupiter. I'm Julie from Maison Jupiter, and I'm here with my three beautiful divine goddesses, and I'm so happy to share this live with all of you ladies. And just before I introduce all of these beauties, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight while we're live. So hi to everybody joining us. And we're going to have some fun tonight because we're going to be talking about the solar return in astrology. So I'm going to be sharing a lot of tips about how to find out what's going to be activated for you at your last birthday, what's going to be the main theme for your next birthday. So I'm going to be sharing a lot about simple tips you can use. And we're going to also share a little bit of our personal experiences with all of you. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And well, first of all, I'm going to introduce all of my beautiful goddesses. So first of all, Sophie, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Hey, I'm good. You?
I'm very good. And you have a special guest too in the background. I just saw a fly.
I do have flies today. I don't know how much I have, but I swear to you, before the show, I put 22 outside of my room where yeah. So I'm in outside of the country, so there is a lot. So tonight we have special guests flying around me.
So a little bit less glamorous than the fairies in Soul's background, but it's okay. It's part of Mother Earth's nature. Hi, Elena. How are you? How are you feeling tonight?
Hi, Julie. Hello, everybody. Hello, soul sisters. I'm doing good. I'm actually since the last meditation activation we did in Friday was so powerful. So I feel like I'm still in this, I don't know, something
Recovery
big.
mode.
Oh my God, something big, very happen, and still feeling the energy. Yesterday, I decided to cut on sugar. I decided to cut on having a glass of wine or something for the next 2 weeks, cutting on bread. So for me, I just want to do a big reset in my body. But I'm happy about that.
Wow, awesome. And I think, Sophie, in your weekly, if I'm not mistaken, you were talking about how the energy level were going down for the beginning of the week. Is that correct? Because I did feel so that's the case.
Yeah, that was the energy for the last 2 weeks, I think 2-3 weeks. And everybody in consultation, almost everybody in consultation was telling me how they were feeling this energy down and having lots of purge going. A lot of people sick, purging, really tired. I was sick. I was really, really sick. I think my iron level was really down. So I was down for a few days. So everybody is, I think almost everybody's on the same boat on this one way or another. So maybe Julie can explain that with the full moons in Capricorn, maybe, I'm guessing.
Well, there's a couple of different astrology alignments, but definitely I think maybe the main one that we're starting to feel right now is the triple conjunction between Mars, Uranus, and Algol. And I just filmed a video today, which I'm going to put on the channel probably tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that. And plus, at the same time, there's going to be a square between Chiron and the Sun. So we're still in the orb of influence. And plus, yes, you're right. The full moon in Capricorn on July 21st is going to conjunct Pluto. So there's a lot of purging energy there. So and plus also Mars, Uranus, Algol, we're all talking about purging something from our life, our energy field. And that could be very positive too. But of course, whenever we have Mars, Uranus involved and plus Algol, it's not a soft type of purge. It's pretty in your face, if you guys know what I mean. So I hope that makes sense, and stay tuned because I'm going to have a video for both the conjunction, the triple conjunction, but also for the full moon in Capricorn. And I want to welcome you, beautiful soul, with your beautiful pink sweater. How are you doing tonight?
I'm really well, thanks. And I'm not sure if it's just been down under, but I feel like I've had a different week. I just feel like whatever the energies have been, it's like catching the top of the wave. So I feel like this week it's just felt like a high. But today, waking up this morning, I'm like, oh, I feel maybe not under the wave, but I feel a little bit tired. I think I've just had so many late nights with doing, work in the background, and I wanted to bring my little big crystal with us today. I just felt like a lot of earth energy wanting to come up. Maybe it's like heading towards this Capricorn full moon.
Oh, nice. I love this. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better than we were. It's good news for us. And yes, good one, Tim. So we just started a new show. Yes, a new show with Sol this week. So it's going to be sort of every Monday, except when there's a Mystery Monday once a month. And can you talk a little bit about that, Sol?
Yeah. So Sophie and I were having a chat about our 3-card picks. So yeah, we've decided to pop me on for a 3-card pick, which is so much fun. And of course, with all the fairies that we have in each of our shows, I just thought, okay, well, let's ask these fairies why they're showing up. And yeah, so we did the 3-card pick, and there was different meanings for each of the cards. And I've seen your beautiful comments to the audience that picked their cards, and it was just so lovely to see that it really resonated with people. And yeah, I'm sure it resonated with the fairies too. I could feel them around when filming.
Yeah, definitely. I did it yesterday, and it was such a beautiful pick a card. So check that out on the Maison Jupiter channel. And so we are here, and so this one here, a message from the fairies you're going to be looking at. And also Sophie put out her weekly energy forecast show. And we have another pick a card by Sophie this time coming up tomorrow, and it's going to be your money reading. So I guess a lot of people are going to tune to that one too, because money seems to be a very important topic. And I'm going to talk about that also in the next video in the triple conjunction that also deals with money, relationships, believe it or not. So if you are enjoying this type of content, please give us a like on whatever platform you're watching this on. We are simulcasting tonight from the YouTube channel, from the Rumble channel, the Twitter, the Facebook, and I think that's it. So yes, thank you so much, guys, for your support. We really appreciate it. So, okay, so let's start by maybe introducing the theme of the solar return. And then I'm going to ask you guys a few questions, maybe for the cards, and then we'll jump into more of our own personal experience regarding our solar returns and how to use this manifestation portal. So first of all, the solar return sometimes is used as a synonym. Is that a word in English? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure. So sometimes it's used as the same meaning as the birthday, but it is actually a little bit different. So sometimes I will use it to have the same meaning. So basically, the solar return will be when the sun is going to go back at its original position, original degree, as when you were born. So for example, I'm an 11-degree Virgo. So every sign is comprised between 0 degree and 29 degree. So you have, let's say, between those degrees to have your sun in your chart. And every year when the sun goes back to my 11-degree Virgo, I'm having my solar return. And sometimes it is a day before my birthday. Sometimes it is a day after my birthday. Sometimes it is on the day of. So that's why it might vary a little bit. But so the sun will stay the same. So in the same sign as the sign where you were born. But the other planets will have moved differently at different rhythms. So it's like at the very moment when the sun comes back to its original position, it's like we take a picture of the sky and we take into consideration all of the planets in that solar return. So using that chart is super powerful. First of all, when we look at it, it can give us the important themes of the following year ahead. So this chart, we use it to, let's say, manifest intentions and also to know what's going to be the main energies coming into our life for the next year. So from birthday until the next birthday. So that's why it's super powerful to use it. And the other thing is that you can change a few things in your solar return chart, like the ascendant and the ascendant degree, and the location of the planets in the houses of your solar return can rotate depending on where you are on the day of your solar return. So that's like adding another dimension of how to use the solar return to co-create with the universe even more. So when I started to learn about that, like my physical location on the day, on the exact moment of my solar return, I was like, oh, okay, there's like a whole new world opening up to me about how to use that properly.
Plus, this
So-
is a good excuse to just travel. Because
Very-
you have to know where it's going to be the best option for you, and maybe it's somewhere in your country, maybe it's even in your city, like it was for her mom this week. But sometimes you have to travel, so this is a good excuse.
Very good one, Sophie. And yes, it is a very good excuse to travel. I do agree with that. Although I have to say that I suffered a little bit because, when 2020 happened, 2021, we couldn't really travel. I was looking at my solar return and I was like, this is not the best, but we'll work with it because we couldn't really go too far. But of course, if you're not able to travel, you can also use your car. That could also shift the ascendant to a few, let's say 1 or 2 degrees. And there's like a sub-influence that can change also. So, and yes, we'll get back to that, but I just put out a new workshop explaining all about the solar return. But stay tuned, because in that video, I'm going to share a lot of free tips and a lot of simple tips you can use into manifesting. So yes, thank you, Rainbow Sun. Elena, beautiful coffee teacup. It's bigger than you.
It's bigger.
I'm
I
having
love it.
one, and Sophie's having her new high priestess. Awesome.
Yes.
I love that, the high priestess. And wasn't it the card that the tarot card reader picked when we went to the afternoon tea thing?
Yeah, I'm sorry if you hear Edmund screaming in the background. That's why I'm putting on mute, because he's screaming on and off. But yeah, we went for our mother's birthday. We went to a tea, afternoon tea something, and we had a lady pulling cards, and I was not feeling good. So I didn't tell her anything about me reading cards as a full-time thing. And she took the card for me this was my card for the year, the high priestess. So I said, of course it is. It's
I love it. It's so you. I love it. And oh yes, thank you, Tim. He's saying we currently have 444 videos on Maison Jupiter YouTube. Yay, we are protected. And also, I know someone who has a lot of 4s in her upcoming birthday. So we're going to be sharing that in just a few seconds. Awesome. So, okay, first of all, I wanted to ask you, Sophie, about, is it possible to pull cards on what do the guides want to tell us about the manifestation potential of the solar return chart?
Ooh, I love it. This is something that I would never go without anymore. Each birthday, it's like, where do I go? What do I do? Where is the best way to manifest my year? I love it. Interesting. We have emergence of protection. So this is, I think, where you can place the area where you don't want to have bad stuff in. And this is where you can choose what you want to put priority on for that year, where you want to say, this is my priority and I'm going to protect that area. So this protection is from the divine. It helps you to say, this is what I have flies. Just think of them as fairies, okay? So I have farm fairies. They're flies.
They're less sexy than Solretas, but it's fine.
Those are farm fairies. We're good. So the protection is really about where you want to put that protection on. We cannot protect everything. We have lessons to learn each year. And I really believe that also when you said the year we could not travel, yeah, we could not travel because there was things that we could not move out of the way. There was fated things. And this protection is just to say, okay, this is where I want to put this protection, and the rest of the year I'm going to manage.
This is so true, because even while I was teaching the workshop, I was like, you have to have one main intention. And then it's harder to have more than one because, as you said, Sophie, I think you said it beautifully, that other, let's say, components of your life in the next year are lessons from the universe. And like, you're not going to be able to just tweak anything and be like, I want something really easy, really nice. So there's, yeah, unfortunately, stuff that we have to go through, and that makes a lot of sense. But we could protect this area that really is close to our hearts by aligning what we can with our solar return intention. And then I'm going to ask you a question, Sol. Can we maybe pull cards around why are we guided to share this information now about the power of the solar return? Why? And you're muted on your side, I believe, Sol.
Thanks. All right, let me have a look. I feel like this would be around kind of tapping into our higher potential. The vision that Spirit shows me, it's kind of like a fusion between our higher self and being able to, tap into everything that's sort of on the table in terms of like less distraction. It's to give us a clear path. So I'll flip these cards. Oh my gosh, this is cool. So the first card, the card of alchemy or art. So we can see here, it's like working together with, a bit more of a balance. But this is also in Hebrew called Ori Malkith, which means it's sort of looking at us as a container for spirit to come in and channel. And so it's like we're utilizing our full potential and really bringing as much light and alchemy and transformation to this journey down here in the earth realm. So it's the way that Spirit's showing me, they're giving me the word illuminate, and they're showing me it's so that we can illuminate like highlights on our path, or so that we can illuminate the things that our soul has come here to really kind of hit as a higher potential. They're showing me if we weren't to really look into the solar return, it's kind of guesswork and we're sort of going blindly through. So they're showing me they keep saying spotlight. And then we've got some disc energy with the pentacles. So we've got the 9 of disc, and we've also got the Ace of disc. So this is a card of gain here. It's Venus and Virgo energy. So it's actually, how Virgo is really good to be organized, to kind of know what they're doing, to have perhaps a plan of action to create whole new beginnings. And Ace of disc, it's that whisper from, that higher power, this from source, the universe, God, actually, working behind us to hit that higher potential. So yeah, I love those cards for solar returns. And I'm the same as Sophie. I wouldn't be without one.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Sol. I really love those cards, and that makes a lot of sense too. And Lorianne is saying, I get so positively overwhelmed with emotions during this live show. It's like happiness for an hour. The rest of the world stops when these ladies go live. Wow. Thank you so much, Lorianne. This means so much to us. So thank you so much for being around. And you guys have such a beautiful high frequency. We really appreciate all of you. So thank you so much, Lorianne. Appreciate that. And I feel like it's so fun also when we're the 4 of us together. Like we can just, I have like some questions I wrote down for the show, but sometimes I just don't read them and I'm just like, la, la, la. And like, we could keep going for hours, I feel.
Last time, was it the day of the lounge of the community? Was it last
I think
time?
so. I think you're right.
Yeah.
That was such a beautiful get together.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So these are very special times. Thank you, ladies, for being here. And we're going to be sharing a lot of our personal experience regarding solar return. And I asked already the ladies before doing the show, and they gave me their consent to share their last solar return. And we're going to talk about a little bit of what it looked like and what they've been experiencing in that year, because we're all the 4 of us are having a birthday kind of soon enough, August, September, and November. So we're almost at the year mark of the past year. So we can look back at what that solar return chart was telling us and also what we've been experiencing. So the first thing I wanted to share, which is very simple, but it's something I really use when I look at the solar return chart, is the ascendant sign. And also, like as a sub-influence, I look also at the degree. But just by looking at the sign of the solar return chart, you can know a lot because it's going to be like the major, I would say, flavor of your year. So, of course, there's going to be lots of different planet placements, but the ascendant will give us like the main flavor or energy. And if you guys are okay, I'm going to start with Elena. Is that okay?
Let's go.
Let's go. She's always ready. I love that. All right. So this is Elena's last solar return chart. And we're not going to analyze everything. So don't you guys worry. I'm just going to share the ascendant, so the flavor of your year. And the flavor was a Cancer flavor because we're going to look at the ascendant, which is this line on the left. And let's look at the sign that was there. So for Elena, it was a Cancer flavor, and plus, as a sub-influence, there's a Cancer degree. So the 4 degrees a Cancer degree. So you have like the double whammy on the Cancer theme, which is home, family, personal life, place of living, the friends you consider your family, your values, your emotional life. So I'm going to ask you, what can you share about your past solar return, about the current year, about how the year unfolded regarding that theme? What was your intention for the year, if you remember? Where were you? Like, what kind of theme regarding Cancer stood out for you?
It's funny that you're talking about families and friends. I don't remember what was my intention, but I do remember that I want to bring all the energy, thinking more about me, thinking more about my family, very close friend. And usually for my birthday, there's like so many people, so many gathering. That solar return, I really wanted to do a very small dinner with my very close friend. You were there, Julie. And I remember like, even like, I was like, because it's always like so big that I felt bad that if I don't invite some people, and it turns out like a big situation because anyway,
All right, that situation happened.
yeah, a big situation because I decided I wanted to have like my very close friend with also people from like my family. And I was like very much, I wanted to, I know, I remember. So I wanted to say to you guys how much I love you, how much I appreciate you. But I was not allowed to do it because I was not able to decide who was coming at my birthday dinner. So
Yeah.
honestly, that's where I had like, I feel like a big a switch, and really thinking, okay, what's going on? What is my, like, where do I, who is standing next to me? Who's my family? And yeah, I feel like a lot of like realization of on my side, who is able to understand me as well. So it has been a roller coaster, I'm gonna say, since the last solar return, because I was coming back through my family, through like what's really important for me. So yeah, because I feel like I was giving so much to like everybody, but
so basically there was some kind of huge situation that forced you to look at who is your foundation, like who's your core,
correct.
what are your values, like what do you value as like friends you consider as your family, and what are your values.
I was protecting a lot my kids as well, because they were like, now they turn actually 5 2 days ago. And for me, it was like the moment that they were big enough so I can be like talking with friends, but at the same time, I know that I need to check on them, protect them. So at that moment, the universe said, no, it's not, like, it's not happening right now. And there's a reason why you're not able to do it now. Like, to be able to have like some gatherings with friends, with the kids. So
you need to retrieve your energy into like what's really valuable in your foundation, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I feel like we can talk an hour about that. So I'm trying to do like a small resume in like 5 minutes.
But I just wanted to also point out that I was not going to get like too deep into that. But if you are interested in knowing more about that, I usually look also at the ruler of your solar return. And for you, your chart ruler is the moon. So the moon is very emotional. It's all about your home, family, your friends. And it's in Leo. And it makes a T square with Uranus and Mercury and Mars. So it's like there's a lot of tension on your moon for the whole year. So a lot of tests, a lot of decision, and you have to prioritize your own emotional well-being. And in Leo, it's your children. It's also the activities that allow you to stay in the joy frequency.
The dance that I started to dance, going to social more, taking care of like my energy as well. I'm not talking with a lot of people in the social, but I'm dancing with people. So that's also, I need to be careful, but I was able to protect my energy. So yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like the universe was pushing you like to really understand how to care about how to be like a mother to yourself, to your emotions, to really retrieve your energy when you need to prioritize what holds value to you, but like with a lot of stress on that move. Let's just say. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. And Tim is also saying thank you for sharing, Elena.
Pleasure, because I feel like every time we share, like people can relate and also remember what happened in their birthday. And no, it's for me also like when we spoke like before the show, it's like, okay, it's a big realization what was going on and what's going on. And, like it makes you realize like where you are right now in your life. And like you said, Julie, about like what you are manifesting, it's very important. I said I don't remember, but I remember that for me it was really important to get close to the family, to get close like with a small group. So
yeah. Well, thank you so much, Elena. And like you said, we could talk so long for that. And I usually personally don't really look back in retrospect. I don't take the time to really sit and be like, oh yeah, what happened in the past year? So I think it's such a great exercise that we're doing right now.
Yeah, and see, like, I just want to say that, and see what can you make like different, like what difference can you do the next solar return. So I feel with the tools, it makes totally sense to verify, like you say, where to be, and yeah, it totally makes sense.
Thank you so much. Okay, so the next one, I'm going to be sharing Soul's chart, if you're okay, Soul, with that, of course.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the same exercise. And first, I'm going to be sharing just the main theme, the main flavor of the chart, which is Scorpio. And I talked about that in the workshop. And I was like, if you have to choose, well, maybe not choose Scorpio if you don't want a year that's too intense. But I guess like I didn't take the time to talk to you before that solar so Scorpio, so your soul really chose like the very intense route of self-growth that year. And we're still in that year until maybe a month since until Soul's birthday. So we're at the very end of that solar return, and Scorpio deals with tests, big transformation, death and rebirth, your partner, money, resources. Also, it can be surgery, health, transformation. What else? Crises is associated with Scorpio, but also on the esoteric side, it's also like a big tune up in your psychic gifts, being able to see even more like clearer through different dimension, and to really like embody more of your empowerment, your personal power. So I'm going to ask you the same question. What can you share about that year regarding those themes? What was your intention? What was like came in the forefront of your existence for that year, Soul?
Yeah, so I can't wait for my birthday. I'm just waiting for the next solar return because, as you said, it's not one that you would want to choose. I remember making a vision board. I've actually got it over just off to the side. But I remember my intention was to connect with like-minded, like to find my girl group, essentially, to find like my soul family and just friends that would be on that same like wavelength and level. I feel emotional talking about it. Maybe it's the Scorpio energy still, but yeah, just to find like my core group of girls that I really would connect with. So I've got, my other friends, other girls that are on there on that same wavelength. And I'm like, yeah, more of that. But with that Scorpio energy, there was definitely surgeries to do with things that were outside of my control. That were very personal and very emotional to go through. So yeah, definitely with the themes of surgeries, tick, done that. But yeah, I mean, the amazing things and the things that I spotlight were my trips over to see you girls and, connecting with our beautiful community here on such a deep level. And I know with Scorpio, and one of my beautiful daughters has 5 things in Scorpio. So I know Scorpio really well. And gorgeous Elena as well has Scorpio. But yeah, you need to like be made of tough stuff to withstand the Scorpio energy. So I feel like that it's a deep dive into a transformational era. It really, what's left at the end of going through this Scorpio solar return is really meant to stay. So it gives me like the gold nuggets, and it's sifted away anything that's no longer meant to be in my life and really showing me where to put my attention and focus. And yeah, I'm just feeling all tingles around like as we talk about it. But yeah, deeply, deeply emotional year. And I felt that it was a year that brought up and reflected where I needed to do the work, where I needed like core healing in, just looking into childhood and reflecting. I just saw a little fairy.
Yeah.
And yeah, fairies and things showing up as well, really like accessing that veil between worlds too has been big. Portals and things opening up in the middle of my house, elves showing up in the house. Like it's been a year to kind of see behind the veil as well. So there's been beautiful, joyful, amazing transformative things. And it's really been where on a work level that I've really been diving deeper into my soul work and not feeling I guess because, it's not probably the profession that my parents saw me choosing. I'm sure when I signed up and started going to natural medicine college, they're like, yay! Because prior to that, I was really looking at acting and I'm like, yeah, I'll just do natural medicine on the side while I have my acting career. Thank God that didn't happen, especially with all the Hollywood stuff that we've seen come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember saying when I was younger, I wanted to be a belly dancer. That was age 4. And then, jumping forward to later in life, it was wanting to do acting and wanting to do psychic readings. And I remember my kinesiologist when I was 15, he said to my parents, she's actually really, really gifted and her gift's just going to continue to get stronger as she gets older. And my parents like, no, she needs to finish school and go to college first. So took me a long time to get back into, okay, I can share my gifts with the world. So
Wow.
I feel like it was all that kind of, fear of not being judged or things, but it's really looking at like through my parents' eyes. Like it was a big year of looking through other people's eyes and not really caring what anyone else thinks and just going for it and trusting myself and knowing that in taking those leaps of faith that amazing things would happen. And it turned out really amazing.
Oh, I love that, Soul. Thanks for sharing. And also, I have to say, like going through a Scorpio year like you did, and then I'm going to show another technique where you also had like another Scorpio year with your house that was activated. So you had like the double whammy on the huge transformation. But I feel like one of the highest expression of Scorpio is like to become fearless after you go through all of that. So that makes sense about also what you were sharing.
Yeah. And
And
I think I became quite good at that. Like I'm pretty good with
Yeah.
change. So I'm like lucky that happened to me and not someone else because I can deal with it quite well and look into the deep meaning behind it. And I feel spirit guiding me with it. So I know that I'm safe, which is a good feeling.
Yeah, definitely. And also reclaiming your power as a very special cosmic witch and reconnected with also fellow cosmic witches also. So I think like this gathering of very special people with all of you four ladies, but also all the people from the community, I feel like it really helps us into stepping into our own power. So that's beautiful. So I really love that. And a beautiful comment here from Lorianne. So you are a huge leader and loving facilitator of knowledge, love, and divine knowledge. We love you so, so much. That is so beautiful, Lorianne. Thank you. And she's going to cry, so we're going to stop. I love you. Thank you, guys. I'm seeing beautiful comments here. And Larry is saying, a true warrior of light has a frequency between light and darkness, but a balance of unconditional love, true harmony. I love that, Larry. And that is so true. So we cannot avoid going through the darkness. It's part of the experience. Wow. Okay. Let's now talk about our other lucky guest for this exercise. So, Sophie, well, that's a bit lighter for you than Soul's one. So, if you don't mind, we're gonna share your soul return from last year. Okay, so Sophie was a very different theme from the rest of the girls. So Sophie had a Virgo flavor to her last solar return. And well, Virgo is about work, it's about health, it's about pets, it's about also the theme of detoxifying, purifying your life, being more organized, paying attention to detail, organizing. I said that already, but you get the drift. And also the degree as a sub-influence is a Gemini degree. So a lot about learning, commuting, doing short distance travel, training, learning new stuff, what's the word? Perfecting. Yes, I was going to say perfecting things, becoming better at stuff through learning, but also through experiences. So what can you share, Sophie, just about this general theme? What happened? What was like one of the main things that stuck out for your soul return? What was your intention, if you do remember too?
I don't remember the intention, because what I remember about it is that 1 week before my birthday, or maybe, no, it was before that, before I left for my vacation, that was just before my birthday, I went to Memphis last year, and you called me, Julie, and you said, where do you plan on coming back? And I was like, 2 weeks before my birthday. And you said, maybe that's not good, because I just looked at your solar return and you said, and it's going to be dramatic, so you said, if you're coming home for your solar return, you're going to be sick all year, physically and mentally, and you're not going to know what you're going to have. I was like, okay, I'm staying in Memphis.
I do not remember that. Wow, I'm a good sister and a good astrologer.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying really knowing what is your solar return is the best way that you can just plan ahead your year and have control over what is coming into your life the best way possible. So the intention was just surviving and just having the less awful return of my soul, solar return possible. That was the intention. But you remind me with what you said of the Virgo rising. I did lost Sambuca this year, so the pet is there. I have Edmund with me. I had my first car. I just learned to drive. So I had lots of road trip. This is what I was waiting for all of this time. So lots of road trip, which is a Gemini degree. And I have a lot of workshops that I did this year that I'm still doing. In August, I'm going again. So mediumship, I did a lot of different workshops. I'm reading a lot more this year. I'm researching also a lot. Work has been my number one priority this year. I'm also recording right now my course, my tarot course. Yes. So I'm doing this as we speak for very soon. So stay tuned. And I'm just having a lot of fun with this year. But it has been a big year for sure. It has been.
Yeah. Wow. So a lot of focus on work, organizing your life, as I can see, but also you did a lot of trainings so to get better at what you have, and that's very Virgoan and also Gemini at the same time. So that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, and I forgot, there was also health. So I had a health issue a lot this year where I had to switch maybe how I'm eating and what I'm doing. I just started for the first time working out because I couldn't. I had a situation where I couldn't. And now it's the first time that I started to work out. So this is a lot of change in Virgo. I won't pick Virgo again, but this was one for the year.
So yeah, well, yeah. Virgo, it's not like the easiest energy around, and Scorpio definitely is not either. And also, like the let's say Vedic astrology and the ancient way of looking at astrology, they said that like the misery signs are Scorpio and Virgo. So if you have the chance to pick an energy, maybe unless you're really ready to put in the work as a really tough Virgo or a tough Scorpio, but otherwise I would pick different. And if you are wondering how you can do that, well, so I just recorded this new workshop and we are launching it today. So this is the Solar Return Workshop. So it's a quick workshop of about 5 videos. I try to say as simple as I can because I want to offer this workshop for, yes, people who know astrology, but also to people who don't have or barely have a basis in astrology. So I want it to be as simple and I use simple language, and I try to be as let's say clear in my explanations as I can. And also there's downloadable material there. So there's 5 lessons to, first of all, cast your own free solar return chart, but also I give you the method of also changing your solar return if you move around, let's say in the world on the day of your solar return, and how to pick like the best solar return chart, the best location for your birthday in regards to what you want to manifest. And as Sophie said at the beginning, you have like this protected sphere, so you can protect one sphere of your life, sometimes more, but sometimes it's one. So what will you choose? And also, so this is kind of based around your intention. So I really try to empower people with this really powerful tool, which is the solar return. And when I discovered that personally, I understood like how you can really co-create with the universe with your next birthday. So for the whole year ahead. So not just for the day of your birthday, but for a whole year. So it's really worth it. And there's a launch promo for the workshop on the Maison Jupiter Academy. So I put like a 50% off. So it's going to be probably the only time we're doing that. The discount code is Solar Return, all in one word. So there's 2 R in the middle. Just make sure you get the 2 R. So Solar Return in one word to get 50% off. And that's going to be until July 28th only. So really take advantage of that. And plus I put a bonus section, which we're going to talk about in just a bit, which is another really simple technique you can use aside of your solar return and also in combination with your solar return. And I think you're going to be very excited to learn that. And we're going to take ourselves as example for our next solar return. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for, she says, thank you for putting this course together. Fascinating. Diane is saying just what I need. I'm in. And honestly, like I put this workshop together because all of my friends and family wanted me to look at their solar return chart. And it's really a pleasure to do it. But at the same time, I think it's so much better when you do it yourself because you have your own set of circumstances. Let's say you have a budget, maybe you're not able to travel, maybe you are, but so you can really look at all of your options. So you have like different charts, solar return charts, and look at them and be like, okay, this one looks better if I compare it to my intention. And then I give you all of the things to look at in the course and also downloadable documents. So, thank you so much, RK Junior. So you're so creative. Yeah, very creative. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about a very simple technique you can use, even if you don't know basically nothing about astrology. And I think you guys are going to be very excited to know that. So, this is called perfections. So, this is kind of a weird word that says that basically every year, when you turn a different year on your birthday, you're going to have a new main theme in your life that's being activated. So this is different from the solar return that we just looked at. The ascendant sign was kind of the flavor of your year, but this one is like the main theme. So this one is going to be activated whether you like it or not. The only thing you can change is your solar return chart. By moving around, you're going to be able to change the sign and a few things within the chart. But this one is going to be what is the universe pushing you to deal with, and what's going to be the main theme for your next birthday. So by the way, I have put this chart and the other one explaining all the meaning of the 12 houses, so the main themes, as a free download at the bottom of this video. Yeah, that's how my brain works now. So at the bottom of this video, there's a free link to download your free guide. So to know what's the big theme that's going to be activated for this year and also for your next birthday. So click on the link at the bottom of the description box. Because like I know it's probably pretty small where you guys are watching this. So, okay, so I'll take myself as an example. So, believe it or not, this year in September, I'm going to turn 40. So, this year, my fourth house was being activated. So, from my last birthday until this one, so there's still 2 months before I get into my next solar return. So, my fourth house was activated. And that's very interesting because I've been looking for a house, as many of you guys know, for almost like 3 years. And I didn't find like the perfect house. Like there was always something, I would lose it, or anyways, lots of reasons. But then in September of last year, my fourth house got activated with the perfected year, with the perfected houses, which is home, living situation, family. And boom, in October, I visited a house, find my perfect house, and then moved in December. So very shortly after. So you can see how it's very accurate. And it's September. I'm also very excited because I'm going to step into a fifth house, which is all about being even more creative, having fun, romance, joy, also teaching, which is the fifth house, also creating new business projects. So I'm very excited about that. They're saying I'm just a baby. Yeah, thank you guys. You're making me feel better. So if you guys are agree with that, I wanted to do like a fun roundtable around the four of us. And I'm going to talk about what's going to be the big theme activating for your next solar return. And then we'll ask either Sophie or Sol to pull cards also for the main energy, if you guys are okay with that. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So Elena, why don't we start with you?
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. So for you, Elena, you've had your third house being activated. And I'm going to share that with you guys here so you can see. And again, it's available as a free download down below. So you had a third year activation with the perfected year from your last birthday, and you're still in that year. But as you'll get to November, your next solar return, you'll have your fourth house being activated. So fourth house is all about home, family, place of living. It's again like the theme you've had from the Cancer flavor of energy, but you're going to have that magnified as a general theme for your next solar return. So a lot of people, when they have a fourth house perfected year, change place of living, or there's more focus on the place of living that you already have. There's a big emphasis on family, on personal life. Also, it's a good year to give some love to your home, decorating, renovating, moving things around, setting your roots and your foundation for what you want to build for the future. Also, it could be becoming a parent, grandparent. I don't think it's your case, but
No.
we're just writing down everything. Or there could also be an expansion of family around you.
Oh, a pet.
A pet, if you want. Can I ask Sol maybe to chime in to pull some cards for Elena, if you're okay with that, Elena?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it totally makes sense also because my kids, my twins are starting school as well in September. So it's something like very important for me. I feel like I need to protect them more than ever. Yesterday, I went to one of my twins to buy some furnitures for school as well. So I feel like it's a new step for them, but a new step for me as well.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful.
So I've got 4 cards. What I'm sort of feeling is an overall yellow energy coming through. So when spirit shows me yellow, it's usually something about like learning more. I usually say study, education, learning, or teaching. With this, I actually feel it's learning to trust yourself more is like the huge thing. So instead of like where we can sometimes be in fear or doubt, I actually feel like you're really like, you know what? This is like my vision that I've had. This is actually coming about. So I'll flip these over. So we see you moving away from any Nine of Swords energy. So any cruelty, any dark night of the soul, any, where we're awake and there's like a heavy fog and we sort of are finding it hard to break out of, emotional trauma and huge, huge things like that. We go to a 3 of Wands, which 3 of Wands for me is where we're starting to reconnect with higher self and God and change the way that this program is operating. So we're like, you know what? I don't like this script for myself or this story. I'm going to connect and download like a higher program or pattern. And then we have the 2 aces, Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So you're actually going to be, the more that you trust and the more that you actually put out to the universe, the more that you're actually going to be prompted and given the steps to create the exact life that you want or the home that you want. But you're very spiritually guided and you're going to be tapping into like higher channeled energy as well. So yeah, it feels like a really good year coming out of a harder year of transformation.
Wow, Elena, does that, how do you feel about that?
I'm happy about that. Looking forward to feel that energy because it has been like I said, a roller coaster. So I feel like and I need to know like if I need to be here in Montreal for my for my birthday. I think so. I think you said yes.
Yeah, I think it was a good one for your in Montreal.
Yes, because I want to be like with the kids, or else I'll bring them with me where I need to be. But I feel like I need to have this grounding energy. So when I saw this in the chart, I'm like, oh, yes,
You'll
please.
finally set your roots and like have your home base where you feel secure and with your kids and wherever you are in the world, like you'll feel like safe and secure, if that makes sense.
Beautiful.
Yay. So while you were already on the screen, let's talk about you. So it's interesting because you had the Scorpio flavor of your last solar return, and also your perfected house that was activated was the 8th house of Scorpio. So you were like a double whammy on the huge scorpionic transformation, death and rebirth. Your soul is like, yay, let's go full speed ahead.
I'm looking forward to anything different.
I have good news for you, soul, actually. Because with the perfected year, so your main theme will activate the 9th house, which is the heavenly protected house. So the 9th house is all about having protection from the guides, having luck on your side. It's the house of expansion. It's the house of good karma. So you're reaping the rewards from your good karma. Also, it's the house where you feel like everything aligns naturally. It's expansion, it's teaching, it's traveling, it's opening up your horizon and stepping into even more let's say, a higher consciousness, but it's a beautiful house to be activated for you. So it's really like after the storm, it's the rainbow. That makes
I
sense.
feel like that hard work, will be paying off, and it'll be a master number for me this year, 44 as well. So
Yeah.
I'm like, it has to bring some kind of special magic.
Definitely. You're turning into an angel. Well, you're already an earth angel, of course. I love that. Sophie, can I ask you to pull some cards for our beautiful soul to see what can she expect for her solar return?
Absolutely. Let's do it. What do we have? We have the card of the sun. We
Wow.
have the card of the Three of Swords. We have we have all of the bad cards being reversed. So first, everything is reversed. So we have the Three of Swords being reversed. We have the Eight of Swords being reversed. We have 10 of Swords being reversed. We have the Death card being reversed. And we have the card of the Sun. So
Wow.
all of this is just a big shift in what you went through. So this is what I would really say a big purge. You went through a big change, and this is the first year of a new chapter for you. After this death, that is also ruled by Scorpio, by the way, we have this rebirth. And this rebirth is all about you feeling confident, feeling safe, and feeling like you have your place. So you being here with us, I think you're going to have plenty of new projects that you're going to be able to shine your light, as the sun card is showing me. And it feels like wherever you were holed up in the past, wherever you had things that were not fitting in, that you tried to fit in, you're now going to feel like you are at home, not just work, not just where you are, but also in life, wherever you are going. It feels like more natural now to go into places and to find where you resonate and finding your tribe. So in this year, I don't see problem with health. I don't see problem with relationship. All that I'm seeing is just basically you shining your light even brighter. The only thing that I would say with this is that if you miss that opportunity because you don't want to do new things or go places or go with new people or try new things, this is going to be a missed opportunity because you are ready for it.
Thank you, girls. And I feel ready for it. And I'm a 5 in numerology. So I'm all about like travel and change. And I really embrace all of that. So I can't wait to just have, the most amazing year. And I already feel it's like being on that door or that border to it. It's like I can see the gold coming out from under the door shining. So I can't wait.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sophie and Soul, for sharing. And the ninth house is like a beautiful house. And let me know too in the chat or in the comments below what house it's going to be activated with the perfections for you for your next birthday, or also what house is activated currently and how is that playing out for you in your life. So let us know, because it kind of it is the main theme that's being activated by the universe, and also how that plays out, if you're going to experience that easily or in a tougher way. That's going to be the solar chart that's going to show us more in detail what's going to be playing out. So the solar chart we have a little bit of control over. So if you want to know, of course, how to tweak that, look at the solar return workshop. And Sophie, you were talking. So I think you're going to be also excited for your next solar return, because right now you have the 12th house, perfected house being activated. So she's like, oh, so 12th house. Well, it's easier for someone like you who is like in service, who is in the world of spirituality, of being as a psychic, a medium. So it's easier for you than for most people, for regular Joe, I would say. But still, like the 12th house is a lot of karmic ending, a lot of like karma being, let's say, played out or ending. So there's a lot of endings usually in dissolution in the 12th house, but also a lot of psychic upgrades. And also a lot of let's say, knowledge that comes to you about past lives and all that stuff. And learning, of course, about spiritual stuff, mediumship. So that's perfect for that. But I think your next year is going to be a lot more positive because here we are. It's going to activate your first house. So if, like Sophie, you have a first house perfected year, I have really good news for you because it's the whole beginning of the 12-year cycle where you can really decide on the bigger scale of things what you want to manifest for the next year ahead. So not only for the year, but also for the whole 12-year cycle. So it is super powerful. Usually, I'll read what I wrote there, but this will be a year of tremendous personal power. It's a year where you can totally redefine your identity if you wish to assert even more of who you are, to manifest your personal projects and dreams so you can really manifest basically what you want. Put your energy really where it matters to you and nobody else, because the first house is all about the self and prioritizing what's important to you. So I think it's going to be a huge shift of frequency that you're going to experience, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense because I'm thinking about maybe moving to another country, even though there's people in my life that are not really thrilled about this. Looking into my dream, what I want to do, accomplish. I want to do so much. And even though the 12th house, yes, there is good side and everything. And I'm really glad that I went through without knowing it was there. So I acknowledge the good side of it, absolutely. But I'm really excited to go with the new phase of it and just starting with fresh energy, because I'm sure not the first year, it's more the Aries energy, the first starting, you get a big push of energy. And I really need that. I really want that fresh energy in my life. And I really want that fresh vision of my life, what I can create and how I can reshuffle my cards basically on my life.
Yeah, definitely. And I didn't talk about that, but also, like you said, it's the house usually traditionally ruled by Aries. So it's also a lot more of vitality and like overall health. So 12th house is also about illness on the downside, like mental imbalances, like feeling anxious and all of that. But the first house is going to feel a lot better in that sense. And I have Rick here who asks, how do you find this? So basically, there's this wheel here. So you just got to find what age you're going to be turning, well, right now or at your next birthday. And then it's going to point to one house. And this chart is available as a free download below this video. So you just click on the link below there in the description box. And it comes also with this PDF that I did for all the meaning for all the houses. So it defines like what kind of big theme you're going to have for your next birthday. So I hope this is clear. And if I can ask multiple cards for Sophie, that would be amazing.
I'm actually going to click and print that out later. That's such a good guide that you've given us. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
So fascinating to hear all about it. So I'll just pick some cards for Sophie.
Yeah, and thank you for all the research, Julie. I love it.
Awesome. Thanks, girls, for participating in my exercises. I love it.
So the vision that Spirit's giving me, I'm seeing sort of like from your view, Sophie, and I'm seeing you look out a plane window and I see you crossing over oceans. So I do feel like it is perhaps to spend more time overseas or in a different country. I feel there's an emotion of like reflection, a little bit of like sadness and things and, change and leaving. But I feel such a beautiful energy of like hope. And there's I'm trying to think of the word, how to say it. It's like the unlimited potential that you can tap into. So I feel it's like being led by trust and things. So I flip these over. Oh my gosh, it's the card of change. So this is what I describe as a portal. And when we see this, it's Jupiter and Capricorn. So Capricorn, not looking back to check that other people are coming on the journey. It's like, this is my destination. I'm going to climb to the top of the mountain and then I'll look back, or then I'll sort of, reassess things. But yeah, it's a portal of change. We have the card of gain, followed by Four of Swords, you're going to be learning a lot more like with healing, getting deeper into like meditation, altered states is what I'm also really feeling huge pull, like learning to, I'm getting a vision of you like cross-legged meditating. So I feel that Spirit's saying this is about you reaching like higher states of wisdom, understanding. We have a Princess of Swords though. So this is not really having to kind of explain what it is that your heart desires. You're not having to kind of defend yourself. It's really, I would say, more focused on like Capricorn energy with this beautiful Jupiter growth. So it's sometimes with the Four of Swords, it's going within almost to like a meditation stasis or healing chamber. So yeah, just I guess that would be the thing to kind of watch out for is, you know, is this my battle or is this my fight? Or do I do things more kind of like hidden or in private? But yeah, this is a lovely thing too, because you'll be connecting with more of your soul tribe. You'll be connecting with other people, new people coming in on a soul family level as well. So yeah, lovely year.
Wow. And
What
we
was
saw
that?
I don't know, but we saw a king parrot fly also.
Oh my gosh. We've had some stormy weather, so I'm not sure if that was maybe a branch or something falling down or a bird at the same
It is
time.
very
Good.
stormy here also, where
Wow.
yeah, very intense. Wow, thank you so much, Sol. That's beautiful. Sophie, what did you feel
you.
about the reading?
It makes so much sense because the next workshop that I'm going to is going to be medical intuitive. You were talking about meditative state and just going in and just the healing of it. And this is basically what I'm going to do next. I'm feeling guided to learn more about this. And the plane, did you see me anxious on that plane or relaxed?
It was interesting. There was such a beautiful, I could really feel the emotion running through your body. And it was looking out over the water, but there was like a reflection of, you know, sometimes it's like the end of a chapter, but the beginning of something new. I actually saw you like looking ahead and feeling hope and just feeling like so much potential that you can tap into and really following like where your spirit's guiding you. So there really didn't feel like there was like anxiousness and
Mhm.
yeah, it just felt incredible.
So that must be me moving to hopefully this state soon. I'm trying to. So yes, that is amazing.
It
Thank
did
you.
look positive. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow, awesome. Thank you so much, girls. And lastly, because if I don't do it, a lot of people are going to be like, what about you, Julie? So very briefly, let's talk about it. So I'm going to activate my fifth house, which I'm very excited about. So it's all about the Leo energy. So shining your light, showcasing yourself even more, teaching, romance, love, joy, vacation. It could be children, getting in touch with your inner child, creating a business or expanding the business, having new projects, birthing something new. This is the house of creativity, feeling creative, artistic, inspired. So very happy about that. And Sophie, can I ask you to pull some cards for
I
my
would love to.
I'm kind of scared, but let's hope it's a good
Why
thing.
scared?
I don't know. Because you're so accurate. So I'm like, oh.
So I'm going to use this tiny little deck because that's the most powerful that I have. And let's see what is showing up for you, Julie. You have similar things as Soul had because the first card towards the past is a tower. So I think that you're going to look at this new year like an eclipse. You know, in this eclipse season that we have is not right now, but in general, eclipse seasons is that you look behind and the bridge is burned and you cannot go back. That kind of feeling where behind you, when you're going to look back, there is not a single thing that you're going to say, I want that back. So this is just following the tower. We have way more aligned with your soul purpose, way more aligned with the universe. And I feel like you're going to, yes, it's also the galactic energy, the off-worlders energy. I feel like you're going to feel like, okay, now I am channeling even more of what I'm supposed to create. The creation is going to be just pure channeling from now on. So maybe previously you had half, or I don't know how it worked for you. We never talked about this, strangely enough, but now it's going to be just pure channeling because you are a tool from this source directly to create and to align even more people in this. It says to manage the frequency of people. I'm not joking. This is what I have. And we have the Emperor next. So you're going to be feeling secure, safe, and grounded in your role. Because you know it's not you or your ego creating stuff. It's really channeling from source. And it says you're going to have a great team. Yay!
I already know.
So we have this card of the house. Let me see what is next. We have, okay, so I'm seeing that in this new year, you have a beautiful space that you can call home, but it says you're going to travel way more, and there could be working from distance. There could be new arrangement with home, but overall, the main energy that you have to remember is this pure channeling that you're going through this year. And it's going to follow you for all years, but it's just the first year where it's just 100% only channeling.
Wow, that's like such a huge aha moment, Sophie. Thank you so much for that, because I did see an astrologer. I believe it was last year. I wanted to kind of test her, and she said like you had to go your own way because you had to make sure like the integrity of your business was like 100% following what you wanted to create for the future. And now that the fifth house is activated, it's also about authenticity and integrity. And when you're all talking about pure channeling and being like totally in service to my guides, to my purpose, it does make sense because now like I'm in the position to do that, to be like a tool from the universe to channel. So thank you so much. That makes a lot of sense. And if you'd like to get your own reading, either for your next birthday or if you have questions for these two beautiful ladies, so talented, and I can talk from personal experience that whenever there's something in my life, I consult those two, and they are really amazing and very powerful readers. So we have a couple of different options if you'd like to book with Sophie and also with Sol. And also don't forget your 10% off code, which is Jupiter, for your next reading with either Sol or Sophie. And very lastly, I wanted to share, where am I? That yes, you can find the workshop, so the Solar Return workshop, either on maisonjupiter.com or on maisonjupiter.academy, and you'll be redirected to that page where you can get ready to manifest your best birthday year yet. So when you have some awareness of how to like locate yourself, how you put the planets in the right location, you can really manifest and co-create with the universe. So this is a solar return there, and I have like a little video here of like what will be covered during the workshop if you are interested in knowing a little bit more about that. And don't forget, there's this big 50% off promo, big discount for the launch, which is going to be for a limited time. So if you'd like to take advantage of that, don't forget your code, which is solar return in one word. And what else did I have to say about that? Maria, you're so funny. Julie's gonna marry an American and live in the States. Well, who knows? With a fifth house activation, we never know. And thank you so much, Tim, for reminding us. So yes, if you did enjoy this live, please don't forget to hit the like and also subscribe and hit the bell, because we do have lots of interesting content for you guys. And I hope you did enjoy this show. I certainly did. And don't forget to let us know in the comments down below what is being activated for you, what's your perfected house, and how is it playing out for you in your life? Like, can you relate? Do you have like many examples of it like coming to light for you? We'd like to know. And I had something I wanted to share. Oh, thank you so much. Harika68, she says, Julia, I don't know if you can shine any brighter. We're going to need sunglasses to watch you. Oh, I love that. In reference to the shine bright with the fifth house. Really appreciate that. That's really kind. And Britt Mary says, thank you for the magical show. Thank you. Well, that was like a lot of fun, girls, to be sharing the stage as usual. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And right before we go, I wanted to share with you the upcoming shows for the rest of the week. So tomorrow, as I said, we're going to have your money reading as a pick a card with Sophie. And on Friday, we're going to have another of the beautiful galactic show. And Sol, I think you have a very special guest for Friday.
Yeah, I do. So I know I've introduced you guys to Stephen and Evan Strong, and we've dived into the archaeology side and the ancient aliens connection. So I'm actually going to be talking to Evan, just Evan, this episode, and we're going to be talking about our ET contact experiences, because we both have had ET contact since early childhood. And yeah, there's just synchronicities that are insane. I had never met someone else that had some of the same ET contact experiences as me. So I've got lots of interesting things to talk about with him. So if you guys are into the supernatural or ETs, aliens, galactics, you guys won't want to miss this one.
Wow, awesome. And yeah, your shows are excellent and you're such a great interviewer. So I can't wait to check this one.
Thank you.
And I'm also going to put out 2 new astrology shows this week. So stay tuned. They're not on the board yet, but they're going to be very soon. I think I'm going to do one going more in depth with the perfected house, leading also to with the same PDF document that you can download. So, and oh yeah, on the triple conjunction, which I talked about in the introduction, I'm going to do another video for that, for Mars, Uranus, and Algol on July 15th. So that was such a pleasure to be joining all of you ladies and all of you guys from the community. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful rest of your night, and see you very soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.